Hello, everyone. We on another stream of Out of the Box podcast with my co-host Bradley Powers and special guest Vic Makaroff. How's everybody doing today?
Hi there. Thank you for having us on board of Out of the Box. This is Jim Andre. I'll introduce Jim Andre because he's not introducing himself. He's actually a quantum healer and an alien abductee. Okay. And this is Vic Makaroff. We would call him an experiencer, but he's definitely an alien contactee. And what are you? You're not an alien abductee, though, are you, Vic? I don't believe. Or are you? Are you, Vic?
Oh, he just got abducted.
Vic?
What? You mentioned alien abduction and he disappeared. If he wasn't abducted before, he's been abducted now.
Yes, so as you can see, abduction can happen to anybody at any time. At any time.
G'day. Sorry, I had a malfunction.
Did you get abducted just now? He was asking you if you were ever abducted and you disappeared.
No, I've never been abducted. No. I've come close. A couple of times with sleep paralysis, but never been abducted. I just had some mic issues, that's all.
Rightio. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on board, Vic. You're a contactee, alien contactee. How many species of extraterrestrials do you reckon you've actually connected with, Vic?
Oh, I don't reckon. I know. I've worked with what's called entity specialists here on the ground level, and they can confirm it as well. Tall greys, short greys, reptoids, insectoids. There was claims when I was having contact with aliens or whatever they are, Andromedeans, but I doubt that. I doubt that very much. Primarily those group, mainly and also, how do you explain this? Alex Jones refers to them as well. They're referred to as futuristic humans. They're human, but they're in a like in an astral sort of form. They're in a you're awake, but you can see them, but they're human of all shapes and sizes, and they were sort of coming against me, and then their reference point was a big reptoid. They were bouncing off. The reptoid seemed to be the bloke controlling the situation. They were translucent. Yeah, they were translucent. Alex Jones refers to them a lot as well. He refers to them as futuristic humans.
Yeah, I am familiar with translucent spiritual entities myself. Angels.
So they were like of human form, but more energetic.
Yeah. I could see cosmic clairvoyance because I could see them, but they're like astral. They're like an astral presence, but you're awake. Yeah, It's not in a dream stage. You're awake. They're a translucent form. Agreed, but you can actually see them. I could actually see them, and they were negative. They were the particular type. They were actually hunting humans in the 3D realm, and they were referring to what was always like a 15-foot reptoid. He seemed to be the one controlling the whole agenda.
Would you say that it's mostly a negative experience as far as they're concerned, or is there?
Yeah, man. I used to get up them literally. How dare you attack your own kind? Where the hell do you get off doing so? And there was just no response. They just kept on doing it. Without empathy whatsoever. No empathy whatsoever. Definitely negative.
Well, it's possible that it could be maybe a different species using the form of a human being to throw you off.
Yes, could be. Always question everything. Always, I tell you from what I experienced, what I saw. But yes, very possible. Very possible.
Yeah, if they're able to shapeshift, chances are they could appear as most anything. Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And they're all shapes and sizes in the human form. They're tall, fat, small, skinny. You know, they're male, female.
Dedrick is asking, hey, where did you find this guy at?
Who, me?
Yeah. We got him off of one of them Viking ships.
I came from under a rock, Dedrick. They pulled me from under a rock.
You know that one, yeah. Actually,
we got him off that Viking ship that was crossing through the Bahamas.
Yeah, right. Right. Got stuck in the Bermuda Triangle, indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy times. It was much perplexing for me. I couldn't understand it or relate to whatsoever. These human entities, wherever they were, in the astral form, and bouncing off what appeared to be a reptoid, a 14, 15-foot reptoid. This reptoid actually was in the same astral sort of form, and I actually seen him in a physical sense one day in my house. I've got 12-foot ceilings here, and he was slouching underneath my ceilings. He was that tall, 14, 15 foot easy. It's the same reptoid, but then appeared in a physical sense. So he actually manifested himself into our reality in a physical sense, either on the eye or in the mind. But I'm telling you, I've physically seen it. The representation was there.
So is this slowed down recently? Was this more at one time?
Yeah. I working with these entity specialists. I took on what's called a light worker code. It was rehearsed to me it goes for about half an hour. Taking on a light worker code, then I was taught how to close portholes, layways, how to serve others before oneself, how to combine negative and positive energies into a singular sort of polarity instead of duality situation. I was taught all this. I'm now able to sort of remove entities. I've had the ability to remove entities physically with a lot of shadow work, walking through fourth density, I guess, coming across negative entities. I've come across all this. I've dealt with all this. I now have abilities to actually put, what would you call them? Look, I've got a room in my house, a back room, where it's naturally dark. So they then seem to dwell there a lot because of the darkness. These energies or entities or whatever they are. And I've been able to put an esoteric barricade on the door to stop them moving. But I still see the shadow forms in the actual room. I suspect there's another layway that I've yet to find, the comings and goings of. But they actually come out of the door, the bedroom door, it stopped them. So they just reside in that back room primarily. They're more now of a hollow nature. They're just a pestilence now, more than actually an effect.
Now, when this was happening steadily, was it like around the same time every day, or was it just random?
No, every day and night. It didn't matter.
Yeah, it was random, in other words. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it didn't matter. I found, and through a lot of research, I found that when you're dealing with reptoids, they come with a parasite as well. They don't come alone primarily. They come with a parasite. And these energies or parasites have one primary function, which is a complete wig out of humanity. They don't fight. They don't argue. They just complete and utter mind melt. That's their primary function. Only function. Only function. I've looked at this. There's some refer to them as ignitoids, something like that. They refer to, but they come and they follow these reptoids. They're like a parasitical entity, and most annoying. It's hard to remove them. I initially thought it was, and I've had experiences with demonics, but I initially thought it was demonics. I went through the church process and blessings and all that, and it just didn't work. It didn't touch the sides. It didn't work at all. They were basically literally sticking their finger up at that idea. This concept is just does not work when you're dealing with entities, aliens. You have to go elsewhere. You have to approach it from a different angle. I'm telling you, I've had priest blessing and whatnot, and I actually, as a young age, went through an exorcism to deal with demonic entities that were following me, and that worked, but didn't deal with the alien entities. They have no. It doesn't bother them whatsoever. It doesn't faze them at all.
No.
So, what do you attribute to the slowing down of the phenomenon itself? I mean, what?
Personal growth, my abilities I've been able to be taught, and my own belief in myself, my greater connection to what I call Christ consciousness, oneness, better, living a more spiritual life, more spirit, less ego life, removing negative karma around me and within me. All this is practical stuff. You have to be practical about this stuff. As there's not this la stuff. This la stuff, grasping of stuff, is nonsensical from my experiences. There has to be affirmative action to do with this stuff as well. You can't. You just carry on. If you want to carry on and submit to it, it's almost like you're accepting a contract, subliminal contract with them. You're agreeing to their presence. By agreeing to their presence, you're submitting to them. You come to a point, a choice, whether you agree to it or whether you want to move on from it.
Right.
That was my journey. That's what I came to. I found human sovereignty and my free will was more important than having connection with these entities, which were of negative influence anyway. Why the hell would I need them here?
But was there ever a time during your experience where you ever thought that they might be trying to relate something to you, like to communicate with you in some way?
For a long time, I was practicing positive stuff, positive energies, and I couldn't work out why the presence was still here. If I'm doing all positive stuff, removing all negativity around myself and within myself, why is this person still here? I could never work out why all the attention. What's all the attention?
Maybe there's something they're trying to get across to you, that if you left yourself more open to it, if they were able to get that message across to you, maybe the phenomenon would stop.
Yeah, I later came across a situation where, and I'm not here and there with it, but it's just a hypothesis of the reason why. Their presence here, for me, even though negative and extremely negative, was to do with what I do in my higher self. The higher self meaning when you sleep and you astro travel. Yeah, that's your higher self. And apparently, I've heard two versions of it now. One from an alien source and one from a human source. And I don't toot or make anything of it, but I will relay it. Apparently, the reason was the alien source. I asked him one day. I said, "What's with all the attention? What the hell do you want? What's all this immense presence? Why is it so much?" And they said, "You're a general." They said, "You're a general." I said, "What the hell are you talking about? More nonsense. Go away. Go away." I let it have down the years, and there's nothing to do. There's no connection. I had an inference from a person also, and I asked them, "What's my future? What's my prospects in life at the moment? What's my purpose in life?" And they said, "You're a general." I said, "What the hell do you mean?" I said, "Actually, in your higher self, you're actually working with the Actuarian High Council. You're working with the Actuarian High Council, and you're a general. Your purpose here, apparently, is the protection and the saving of Earth. Your function."
You see, that to me that's believable, because I mean, you wouldn't be experiencing these things if it wasn't for a reason.
Yeah, I understand that. I like I say, neither here or there with it. It's just the thing that I've come across. It's interesting because the first reference was from an alien here, and the second reference was from a human which has no connection whatsoever.
Well, that's what I'm getting is the ones that are lingering around. They're trying to communicate some type of message to you in some way. Where if you
No, I
left
was hunted,
yourself,
Jim.
huh?
No, I was hunted because of it.
Oh,
I was hunted,
well,
fully hunted.
maybe whoever's lingering has some advice for you as to how to cope with it better or something like that.
Yeah. I've learned how to cope.
In other words, if you've gotten rid of the most of the negativity, maybe what's persisting is a positive aspect of the experience coming through to teach you something.
Right. Like I say to you, I see it now as a hollow effect. I call it residual energy now. Purely residual energy. It's there, but it has no literal effect. It's hollow. It's almost useless. It lingers. It's a lingering effect, purely and simple. That's all it is. I sometimes get. That's how to explain. Green, like an energy absorption in front of my eye. Now I get distracted with it. I think it's something to do with my eyes. So I rub my eyes. I think, well, what's going on to refocus? And now it's still there. And what happens then? It disappears into the wall. And when it disappears into the wall, a facial feature appears.
And what do the features look like?
They vary. They're primarily, if you look at a lot of in depth, there are a lot of like interdimensional beings, interdimensional species, but they have variances in their appearance. Yeah, they have variances in their appearance. They're hard to explain. The facial features are different. I can see them still around. A lot of them will be referred to as what's called item possession, where they actually possess an item and you see this item moving. Yeah, like a chair swinging or moving around, stuff like that. There's another reference to it. But it's actually these interdimensional beings doing it here in my place. So yeah, that's just the reason why. And I couldn't understand why, if I was practicing good karma and everything, why the person was still around. And that might give me an explanation as to why. It wasn't to do with me being negative in myself. It was to do maybe more with my higher self and what I was doing there, and the effect it was having on them, these negative beings. I also working with energy specialists, and he rang me one day, and he said, "I've got some good news." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I've just had reference, and they've actually said these aliens, they're completely stopping harassing you, molesting you, doing all that. It was a complete withdrawal. And since that happened, I actually did notice a removal, a steadfast removal of these entities. I used to see them peripherally and physically in the eye and peripherally walking past my unit, my house. And that's also almost desisted as well.
And you've also seen them go through solid objects like walls and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm telling you about the back room. I can see these. They're like yellow forms, shadows along brick wall. I see it moving, and what it does, it sort of moves to the corner of the wall, adjacent wall, in the room where the window is, and goes through the gap. Literally, like goes through the gap, through the corner. So I suspect there's like a layway of sorts or an entrance there somehow. There's got to be an access point they're coming and going from.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other words, they could go like from outside and right into the house, and from the house to go outside, right through the
Absolutely. Walls. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no point having doors and windows with these things. It's useless. They come and go as they please. They'll find cracks, or they open doorways or portholes or layways. That's what they do. I've actually physically seen a porthole opening up here. It was in the purple coloration, and it started opening up, and I caught it early. And you can physically see it on the wall opening up. It was a porthole. There's a porthole. And I was able to
Could
shut it.
you see anything on the other side, or?
Well, wait, yeah. I closed it, and for some reason I then went out to the living room and looked out the window, and what I saw was 14, 15-foot black shadow, an entity walking away from where the possibility of the porthole was.
Really?
So I closed it. I then looked out the window, and I seen him marching down the street.
So he couldn't get back through the portal then?
Yeah, he couldn't get in. So he took off. And good riddance. Get lost. Bugger off. Go away. Heathen.
He forgot his house key, man. He locked himself out.
Bugger him. He's not wanted. He's not welcome. Go away. So I used to tell him the bugger off and all that, and I won't use the slang I use as well, but you can imagine, right? Yeah. And then what they did is they started knocking on my front door to be smart asses. So I had this bloke come around one day and said, I'm getting things knocking on my door. He said, it's probably kids running amok. I've got a screen door. I said, on the wooden door? How is that possible? Literally through the screen door, knocking on the wooden door.
You gotta try not to react to them negatively, because that's what they feed off of. You gotta defeat them with love.
I agree. That's what I was telling you before. Practicing more spirit, higher spirits, and less ego is one of the greatest reasons I'm having less this shit happening to me. I agree.
So if you see something like that and you say, "Oh, hey, nice you to drop by. Welcome. Nice you to drop by. How you doing today?"
That's a contract.
That's a contract. Yeah, but he won't feel like staying though, probably.
Well, it could be reverse psychology, but I don't think they comprehend. I don't think they comprehend that sort of stuff. To tell you the truth, by initiating conversation or by allowing them in your house and submitting to it, it's a subliminal contract. You're entering into a contract with them.
Yeah.
You're saying yes to it. And then whatever you try and do after that, right, is I'm going to use this word, a shit fight. Yeah. You can practice positivity and all that, but because you've done this initially, it's there. Yeah. It gives them permission, gives them entrance.
I just wonder what makes it linger. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm in a few worlds with this idea, a few reasons, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're waiting for. I have seen references with this reptoid making references to these beings, so maybe they're just waiting for the reptoid to tell them to piss off. Right? Maybe that's the thing they're waiting on. It's just a concept I'm working on. There's no other reason why they should be otherwise. So if I tell them to bugger off, they up goes the finger to me. Yeah. But I have seen this reptile come through and relating to these things physically. To these parasites, whatever they are. The boss man. The boss man. But that's what I worked out in my travels.
It begs the question, isn't it? Why have you been chosen? Why has anyone been chosen? Why was Jim Andre chosen? You know, to see extraterrestrials. I've only seen a manifestation of an extraterrestrial on one occasion. That was for 5 seconds. And but
Bradley has more experiences with ghosts, right, and spirits.
Well, right. I don't believe a ghost is a residual energy. I don't actually think I've ever seen a ghost. I've seen loads of spiritual entities, which are intelligence, conscious-minded energies, conscious-minded entities, because their consciousness never dies. Yeah, a life of extraterrestrial. No, I've had a life of spiritual entities. Yours has been extraterrestrials. It makes you wonder why we've been chosen. Really.
I've actually experienced both. I used to have a lot of demonic issues, and I tell you something else. When these portholes were active here, right, I was actually experiencing demons in cahoots with the greys, working against me at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, really? Say that again.
Absolutely.
Demons working at line.
Absolutely. I tell you the truth, man. I speak truth, home slice. I shit you not. I've seen it. I could never. When these portal, everything comes through. It's not just specific. Everything comes through. Elementals, demons, aliens, whatever's there will come through.
Yeah.
It's not like they have separate sections in dimensions or densities where we'll stick to your area, you stick to my area. You know, no. They all come through.
No. Yeah, I like that.
But greys and especially the greys and demons, they're in cahoots. They work with one another against humanity. Absolutely.
Are you referring to the short greys or the tall greys? Both? Or?
Short greys. I have one instance here. Where it was about 3 a.m. and like you hear this bird chirping. I'm like, what kind of bird chirps at 3 a.m. here? So I left it alone. The next day, by chance, I was watching a post of someone in America, right? We actually caught a grey underneath the bridge beyond a concrete pillar, and this thing was peering. I've seen it on camera, and he's peering around, and what he's doing is chirping like a bird. He's making these noises, chirp. It sounds very much like a bird.
Well, I think there are some birds that would chirp at night. I mean, you get owls. You got owls that hoot at night, right?
There wasn't hooting, man.
I know, but I'm sure there's other birds that probably chirp.
I did. Yeah. But this thing was chirping, man. I understand that. I left it alone thinking that as well. I wasn't aware maybe there is a bird.
Spirits can come through as animals. They can come through.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be another entity there that's taking the form of a short gray. Because
could be. Absolutely.
Because I'm connected to the short grays and I've had nothing but a positive experience with them. So
right. No, I understand that. But I just show you the correlation. That's all. I'm not saying yes or no.
Also, I'm going to present another concept to you from what I've discovered myself. For me, is that you've got daemons, DAEMONS. Daemons actually vibrate on a higher frequency, and they like if it be so, some of them can actually enhance your life, and also they can be offered repent. They can repent by helping you to enhance your life and enhance the lives of those around you. They can actually repent. They can repent. And they're daemons. They're DAEMONS. Also, you've got demons, which is DEMONS. And what I've discovered is they're not quite the same. Daemons operate on a higher vibrational frequency, and the demons operate on the lower vibrational frequencies. The demons that operate on the lower vibrational frequency, there's nothing you could do for them. They actually despise mankind. They're soulless beings, despise mankind, and they wish to create chaos in your mind. They wish to, if you are feeling sorrow, despair, pain and anguish, depression, they will tune into that and try and lead you on a path to suicide. And they feed off your lush, your negative lush. But the demons that operate on vibrational frequency wish to help to enhance the lives of mankind if it so wishes. Like being a necromancer, if you summon and conjure them, they can actually enhance your life. But what I'm basically saying is there's two kinds of daemons and demons, two kinds. And the demons, though, on the low vibrational, they can shapeshift. And what I actually believe is this: like demons are demons born of born of a fire. The jinn are born of a smokeless fire. The demons are born of fire. You've got the demons, and then you've got extraterrestrials. Extraterrestrials can shapeshift into demons. And they can actually present themselves as demons as well. Like Jim is saying, So is it possible that the demons you saw were demons, or were they extraterrestrials presenting themselves as demons?
Anything's possible. When you come to shapeshifters, anything's possible. I understand that. What I expressed is what I was experiencing visually.
Yeah, I don't think demons. Demons are demons, really. Whereas extraterrestrials can shapeshift into all
We
kinds
got Jesse in the house. Hi, Jesse. Love right
Hi,
back
Jesse.
at you.
and we also shout out to Tiffany Reynolds, Sarah Rose Mulvaney, and Alex Latouche as well.
I'll give you an example, Bradley. I was laying here one night, and for the entry of the living room, right, I seen what appeared to be a demon with red eyes and all. So I'm looking at this thing, right, and I'm thinking, blow this, I'm about to get up, right, and attack it. I'm thinking, no. As it seen me getting up, right, it changed. It moved into an energy absorption, like a big orb, but it wasn't an orb. It was like an energy absorption.
Yeah,
Literally changed in front of my eyes. It was like a big ball of energy absorption. It actually manifested directly in front of my eyes from what it was presenting to that.
yeah. I'm gonna. Jesse Howe says hi, guys. Sending love to you. Thank you, Jesse.
Hello,
Howe.
Jesse. Send love right
Howdy,
back
brother.
to him.
Yeah.
And Vic Makaroff, he's been on Jesse Howe's show, haven't you, as well? Just like me.
I have.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good experience.
Yeah. Oh, well done. I'm very proud of you, actually. Yeah, I think like me and Jim, we scored like maybe 5,000 viewers, and and like your score high reading yourself, Vic. Yeah, some say like extraterrestrials and angels are the same. Some say extraterrestrials and demons are the same. All this is highly debatable.
Yeah, debatable. I'm of the view they're different entities.
Yeah.
I think they're all the same in the sense of energy itself, energy wise, but they all have different intent.
Yeah. It's also possible. Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Different intent.
True.
That's right, different intent. Yeah.
And when it boils down to anything like that, it's all about the intent.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm telling you. All the intent I've experienced has been of a negative nature. There was just no other way to put it.
Another way, you say intent, I actually look for motive. The motive, if I'm mooning with a spiritual entity and they're sharing information.
Well, there's always a reason. There's always a reason behind intent, I'm sure.
Absolutely. They have their reasons and their methods. And it might be not clear to us, but they do.
That's right. A lot of people are under the belief, especially Christians, like you're connected with a spiritual entity. It's a trickster. It's a demon. Like say your loved ones, your great grandparents came through, and you actually witnessed them in front of you, coming to you. Many Christians, as well as other people, would say like they are demons posing as your loved ones, your relatives, and which is very possible and feasible. Although I would say not in all cases. I've encountered relatives, my grandfather, my mother, and all that. And from my experience, I would say no, not at all. They were the real deal, genuine, totally genuine with what they were sharing, how they come across. And from my intuition, my intuitive skill, intuition is message from within, message from the soul, from the reading, the sound frequency vibration I picked up from the apparitions. I would say they were the real deal, although it is possible for demons to pose as your loved ones. In my case, it wasn't so.
Oh, great. Anything's possible. When you're dealing with this stuff, anything's possible. You've got to always consider this. You always have to question everything, then the whole lot. I find a lot of people are stuck in this validation process, what I call validation process. They need to put the word out. They need the explanation. Sometimes you just need to progress from it. You need to move on, actually deal with it.
Yeah, well, it all boils down to energy, and energy is very divisive, I mean,
yeah, man.
It comes in many frequencies, many waves, many different densities. It's all energy.
Yeah, man. And when you've been compounded by all forms of it, it's very frustrating. It's annoying. It's almost like a dead set psychological warfare, a mind melt. It completely to destroy you mentally.
Well, that's it. That's when it starts messing with your consciousness, it's like when the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was copying it in translucent, in physical. I was copying it in astral. I was copying it in dream states. I'd struggle sometimes to go to sleep, knowing what's going to happen.
Well, they say it's also said that the veil is actually getting thinner. Obviously, it's at its thinnest like October the 31st. Yeah, however, the veil is getting thinner. That's how they say.
And everything is based on thinness, like a very thin membrane, like the difference between sanity and insanity and life and death. It's a very thin veil, very thin veil.
Go there. And you're saying sanity and insanity, Jim. Another one is love and hate. A thin line between love and hate.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a very thin veil between between different polarities, basically.
Yeah, man. It's psychological warfare, 1-on-1.
Yeah,
full-on psychological warfare.
Well, we do that to each other.
Well, I understand that, but I'm talking about them come to us.
We do that to each other, so we disrespect each other in that matter. So, I mean,
I think quite a lot of like attacks is like due to the fact that we have souls, and like some spiritual entities or extraterrestrials do not have souls, and like that's a problem for them. Jealousy maybe, but like it's a problem for them, and they wish to experience a life as a human being. However, if they had a soul, they could probably enter our body, push our soul out, or enter our body, come to some a verbal arrangement, a contract, but they can't enter our body without our permission. In theory, they can't. And like, although possessions are genuinely real, and the thing is, we got a soul, and some of them haven't, and that's a problem for them. And they want.
I've actually heard Alex Collier refer to this as well. When you come across a negative alien, so to speak, right, and you look at their aura, they don't have one. They'll have an aura around their head, but there's no aura around the body.
And
so if they don't have an aura, they have no soul.
I've also learned that some human beings walk this earth and they are soulless beings. They haven't got a soul. Now, I didn't think that was possible, yet I actually know experience it on 2 occasions.
Absolutely.
In fact, when I say human being, that's a wrong term, because they're not human beings. They are soulless beings. Human beings have souls, and they are empathic in theory, but soulless beings. And the most common form of persons that is a soulless being is a narcissist. Actually, in many cases,
Tom Montauk refers to this a lot. He calls them spiritless humans. He talks about this stuff a lot in great depth. He calls them spiritless humans. They're narcissists.
Well, and that's all based on the consciousness. Some people have a conscience, some don't.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's a very good point. Yeah. Some people have a conscience, and some people don't have a conscience. And
there's a great post he put out years ago talking about this. It's called Spiritless Humans. It's a 45-minute paper he made, and he refers to
that would be the definition of a human without emotion.
Right. A narcissist. The proper, if you want to use a label, narcissist, full-on narcissist. One with no empathy.
Julianne Guthrie Smolson says, I'll put up there, it's hard to wrap your mind around how these people function. Agreed. Yeah, I do agree with that, because I struggled with the concept at first, but I actually recognise it is a true concept from experience. Like, I know for a fact, 2 experiences, that soulless beings exist. But I actually agree with you, Julie. I did struggle to come to terms with the concept that it could actually be possible, where now I realise it is possible to be a soulless being and walk the planet of the Earth in the body of a human.
The bottom line is no brain, no pain.
I've also seen references where reptoids use what's called some sort of worm that enters your eye. And this worm's function actually is to remove your soul.
Yeah.
I've seen references to that as well. That the whole battle here is for the soul. Primarily, it's for the soul.
Parapsychological warfare. Yeah, it's about
Yeah,
soul.
man.
I reckon it's the motive, although it's about other things as well. I reckon it's the motive is about soul.
The
Sarah
rest
Rose.
is
Yeah.
the rest is just here, there, and everywhere. It's just garbage. But the primary function I found is it's a battle for your soul.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Julie Ann Guthrie Smolson says like what we're actually suggesting in the show is true. And she also said it's hard to wrap your mind around how these people function. What I will say, and she says, however, she believes this concept because she has met too many of them. And I think you'll find Julianne Guthrie Smolson is actually a psychic medium. So, like, she is actually qualified to actually share this information. Which I actually believe myself anyway. Sarah Rose Melbourne, he says, "Hey guys, how are you? We're fine, thank you, Sarah." She has some questions for us. She wants to know, why do entities, demons, want our souls, and can demons change and be good after all? Like, I'll go first, then you two would like to have a go answering this. I'm going to say, yeah, why do entities want our soul? Because if they have our soul, well, there's two reasons. One, they want our soul. If they got our soul out of our body, then they could have our body. They could climb into our body if our soul wasn't there, and they could actually live life as a human being using the carcass of our body as a vehicle to walk about in this realm. But without our carcass of our human body as a vehicle, they can't walk around as a human being. So they need to remove our soul from our body, so that way they can enter our body by removing the soul. It is possible for them, with your consent, some demons can actually possess the body, and like if your soul moves to the side, they can actually operate your body with your blessing. I know a case of that is possible. And can demons change and be good after all? Like demons, Daemons, they have the ability to change and repent and be offered repentance by God. I believe if they actually help you to enhance your life and enhance the lives of mankind. So, what do you, Jim, think? What do you think? Why do entities want our soul, and can demons change and be good after all?
If you're possessed, I mean that's a possession by a demon. You can do things that you wouldn't have been able to do before, like more strength, jump higher, run further, or whatever. But then again, if you stop to think of it, you can also do that with mind-altering drugs.
Right.
So it's all got to do with your consciousness and your brain. That's the key. That's the key to the whole thing. See,
you're more vulnerable. I'm gonna sorry, Vic. I'll just say this. Then we're over to Vic. Is you're more vulnerable. Yeah, like Jim said, under the influence of drugs, you are vulnerable, and also alcohol is spirits.
Right.
Spirit is alcohol. Is that you are
you're
vulnerable.
10 feet. You're 10 feet taller now than before you had them few drinks. Exactly.
It literally takes chunks out of your aura and opens up ways for them to enter into your body. Alcohol, alcohol is the actual reference, the original reference, and that's why Muslims don't drink alcohol. They call it a demon spirit. That's why they don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is the actual name, and then when they mingled with in Spain, it went alcohol, and then the English translation is alcohol. It's the same thing. What it does, it takes chunks out of your aura. By taking nips out of your aura, it opens you up to these negative entities.
Yeah.
That's why Muslims do not touch the stuff.
That's why alcohol is called spirits.
Right. I have another concept. The reason they want your soul is to remove you as far as possible from Christ consciousness, from God's essence. Their primary function is to remove you so far from that they then have the ability to control you, master over you. If you practice more spirits and less ego, they can't do that. But if you practice more ego, and by removing your soul, they remove you away from Christ consciousness, the higher presence of yourself. And that's their aim. That's their intention. This whole Christ consciousness to them, God essence, is an abomination to them. They do everything against that within humans. They'll try to remove you from being sort of enlightened, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Or more aware of your situation, or the situation around you.
Yeah.
You become.
Okay. Over to the forum now.
Cool.
Yeah, over to the forum. Okay. Julie Ann Guthrie Smolson says, I believe some of them for their God, so they get blessed from their God, or whatever they want to call what they serve. Soulless beings, I believe she's referring to. Yeah, I believe some of them for their God, so they get blessed from their God, or whatever they want to call what they serve. Yeah, because at least a demon's God could be like, a demon's God would be a devil, and it would be like Baphomet, Lucifer, Baal, Beelzebub. Some say they're all the same entity. I don't actually believe that's true either, to be honest with you. From my experiences, I think they're individual entities. And another, Joey DaCosta says fireball. Julianne Goldie Smolson says, yes, that's so true. And so over to Phoenix Demise is in the house. Thank you for joining us, Phoenix. Hey, beautiful warriors, she says, sending love from Liverpool in England. And I don't drink the spirit. Hey, England, Liverpool. Hey, England. I ain't got my English hat on. England, Liverpool. Yeah. And yes, she don't drink the spirit. I don't drink the spirit. Jim doesn't drink the spirit. Do you drink the spirit, Vic?
Occasionally. I do submit occasionally. But it's more of a social event for me.
Okay, social. He lives alone. It's a social thing, like, you know.
Yeah, more of a social thing.
He drinks when all these spiritual entities and extraterrestrials come to visit him. Hey, boys, just have a drink.
Yeah, I have a beer sometimes on their account.
Tiffany Reynolds says, in Spanish, we call alcohol dirty water. It's contaminated. I don't get near alcohol. It brings curses to all and run from it. And what I will say is, when you're drunk, you've got your happy drunks and your nasty drunks. And that's amazing, isn't it? And like some people, their inhibitions are lower, and like some people, like your inhibitions lower, and you can become another character.
I also found when you drink alcohol, and I used to a lot in the old days, when you drink alcohol, what it actually does is it brings out your true presence. So if you're depressed, pretending to be happy, but you're actually depressed, it hardens your depression.
Or you might be like, you're totally straight because you're a macho man and you're giving it a bit of a boogie on the dance floor. And then you've had too many drinks, and next minute you've got floppy hands and you're acting all kind of gay, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it hardens your true self. You can pretend to be happy and outgoing, but in actual fact, if you're really depressed, it'll heighten that, your true essence.
Yeah, that's right. Donnie Loffrey says, hi there, Jim, Bradley and Vic. Donnie Loffrey, there's the name.
Hi, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Oh, Lee Donnie Loffrey.
Hey, Donnie
thank you for coming. Thank you for coming forward and saying hello, Donnie. We was just talking about when you're drunk having floppy hands on the dance floor. Now we're going to change the subject. That's true, though, isn't it? I've seen that, like, you know what I mean? Like, not that there's a problem with having floppy hands on the dance floor, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's amazing, and like, you can change things on alcohol. Yeah. I don't drink.
Well, you know, that'll mask your sorrow, but when you sober up, it's still there. So,
yeah. It hardens where you're really at, not what you're pretending to be.
No, that's right. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So the alcohol is actually alcohol, meaning it's spelled like ALKUHUL. That's how it's spelled. Alcohol.
It's just translation from the Spanish to English from the Arabic. Originally it was alcohol or something. Then it went alcohol, or something like that in Spanish when they mingled there, the Moors there at times. And then when they went to England, it became alcohol.
Yeah.
Hi, Marianne. Hello from Greenhouse Paranormal.
Hi there, Greenhouse Paranormal. Sorry, behave yourself, Jim. It's
Ghost House.
Ghost House. Sorry, Marianne. I think Jim's been a bit tipsy on holy water, possibly.
This is soda.
Yeah, hello from Ghost House Paranormal. Hi there, Marion Clark. And Marion Clark is engaged in a project in a show called Paranormal Realms with Tiffany Reynolds. Good luck with that, Marion. I'll be there with you, possibly. Okay. And and I'd also like to promote the Alien Connection Truth Network is Jim Andre's group with me and Vic as admin, and we're all helping to watch his group grow. It's called the Alien Connection Truth Network. 116,000 members. Please join that group. It's a private group, so you can share your experiences, your phenomenal experiences in that group in private. No one will know. Also, we got our group, our other group, our brother group is the Extraterrestrials, Alien Contactees, Abductees, and Believers group. That's like over 130,000 members at the moment, growing very fast. That's a public group where we ensure it's a sanctuary where you can share phenomenal experiences without getting mocked. Okay, no one will make fun of your experiences. We guarantee that. Okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tiffany Reynolds is saying that the conquistadors brought it to Mexico, the alcohol. Thank you for sharing that, Tiffany.
Yep.
And thank you for contributing to the show. Pleasure to have you near us. Yeah. Do you know, I've been like tuned in. I don't know, like it just so happens I've been tuned in to like, watching on like YouTube. Torture, how they should torture men, like, you know what I mean, like committed murder, or he might have stolen a sheep because he was starving hungry. Yeah, like the torture methods were really cruel. We are so lucky and blessed to be born into this age. I believe this is the age of Aquarius we're living in right now, the age of technology. Yeah, and like we are blessed to live into this age because, like, where like torture is not really common. Although in America you still have. What do you have? Your methods of death in America is you have the electric chair, Jim.
Yeah, and
we still got
lethal
forms of
injection.
capital punishment. Yeah.
Yeah, man, lethal injection. I understand as well.
Yeah, we used to have hanging in Britain up to about 100 years ago. That stopped. They used to hang homosexuals as well, believe it or not. But like now, it's so.
Yeah, they stopped it here in the 60s as well, hanging. They stopped it here in the 60s.
Well, in America?
No, here in Australia.
Australia, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not in America. How dare you? I'm in a great land called Oz.
Yeah, in America, right, Dick, they walk around with 6 shooters like they're all Billy the Kid. I mean, there's one of them. There, look, Billy the Kid. He's got 6 shooters. He's packing. You got a Magnum, and Jim?
What's that?
You got a Magnum, ain't you, Jim?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, the most powerful handgun in the world, used by Dirty Harry.
Yeah, like Clint Eastwood, make my day.
Yeah. I've got wow, how about that?
What's that, 38?
Ooh.
Make my day.
If I ever upset you, Jim,
Is that a 38?
That's 357.
That's it. I thought that was a car. Chevy.
Well, it does take 38 caliber.
Right.
Now I know you're packing. If I ever annoy you, Jim, you've got to let me know first. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. And like, I got protection. I got this hard pebble and a catapult called I forgot what it's called. The Black Widow catapult. Yeah.
We call them Shanghai's. I've got one
on a yacht and cross that channel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like wow, Jim's packing. Wow. And talking of packing, Phoenix Demise says, I would never put that evil shit. Oh, did I swear? I never put that evil substance near me. I smoke the herb, says Phoenix. Phoenix smokes the herb, God's weed that's been made illegal.
Goodness. Marijuana.
Everything is God's. God created everything, even Satan.
Is there a reason why they call it dope?
Everything that is in existence, God created, right? God created the good, the bad, and God created the good, the bad, and the ugly.
True. We're coming to the end of the show, but I've got time for one more question. Sarah Rose Melbourne, he says, how many beings have you seen until today, all including elemental, aliens, ET, entities, fairy creatures, and mermaids? I can answer on my behalf. I have seen so many numerous, diverse spiritual entities. I have not counted them because there's too many. I've had a life full of quantum mysticism. I've seen too many. One extraterrestrial for 5 seconds. Spiritual entities. I've seen angels on 4 separate occasions, and I've seen demons, fairies, like elementals, devils, gods, goddesses, shades, shadows, and materialized entities as well. So many. I just haven't. There's too many to count. Over to you, Jim. How many have you seen?
Of what?
Jim has seen loads. Oh no, Jim's familiar with.
I'm familiar with the Theta Reticula. That's my most
Absolutely.
Most contact.
And Jim also gets downloads from the Theta Reticula. And what about you, Vic? Have you counted, or is the figure too many?
It's too many, man. I've seen demons, aliens, parasites, interdimensional beings, elementals. Yeah, man. I've seen too many.
I even had like what I'm involved in. I'm involved in like I'm on a mission, and like I had a guy before we closed the show. I had a guy so drunk he fell on the floor because he was so drunk. While he was lying on the floor, he peed himself, and then he changed his voice and he pointed to me and he went, I curse you, I curse you, I curse you in the name of Azrael. And I said, who are you? What have I done to you? Well, I Googled his name. Azrael is the angel of death. Wow.
Yeah, man.
So I threat all sorts, to be honest with you. I know why he cursed me, because I'm messing with their games. That's what it is. I've ruffled his bouquet. Okay, I understand that. Anyway, it's time to close the show. It's been really interesting. Thank you to Jim Andre, Vic Makaroff for being in the show. And basically, Julianne Guthrie said, you are all super fantastic. Have a wonderful weekend. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you for joining us, Julie, Marianne, and Candy, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions to the show. It's been a pleasure to have you near us. And until next time, over to Jim Andre.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Vic. We appreciate it. We'll have you on again.
No worries. Thank you.
We'll see you all in the next one.
Thank you.